Hey, what's up, you guys? It is me, Trez here. Today, we're going to be talking about King. But before I start doing my outro intro and stuff, I just wanted to say, as you see on the screen, there is the time skips. Now, what's with the emojis? Let me explain it. So, the black emojis is basically just me yapping and stuff, kind of tell a story. It's kind of the boring part, and most people would get tired and bored and don't want to watch that one. Blue is where it gets a little bit, interesting, and then that's when the fire heart emoji, that is where I want most people start reacting from. But it's okay if you don't really want to know. I mean, you could do the pink emoji where I literally crashed out, got pissed off, and I guess in a way it kind of summarized what King was doing, but in a way not really. The only difference is that if you skip all the way to pink, yeah, it basically talk about what King has done, but not any like details or nothing. Versus if you go watch like the blue and red, you get some other details. And then the purple one is just straight up just me near the end because I said during the intro that King kind of killed Ghosty and I didn't really explain it, so purple's where it goes in. So if you guys want to go to the good part, I really guys skip to purple. Well, not purple, skip to pink because, well, believe it or not, pink I crashed out and I said kind of summary of this entire video in like 2 minutes or three. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let's get right into the video. What is YouTube? It is me, the one, Trez, known as the Elden Guardian. I'm here to expose this pedophile, and the reason why I sound so happy because for once in my life, this person is a content creator, meaning that I'm actually doing something good for once. Okay, most of the time when I report pedophiles, it's always Roblox players, but this guy is a content creator himself. Okay, now before we start talking about the pedophile, why am I talking about this? Because I made a video a while back, and it's talking about Ghosty and everything. And during the video, I have mentioned that I blame myself for her death, the Ghosty's death. But after talking around and everything, I had a whole interview with Nissan Skyline, which if you actually guys want to check out, link in the description. It's unlisted, so the only way you guys will watch it is if you guys click through that link. Anyway, so yeah, you can see the entire conversation of what me and Nissan had. It's about King and stuff, so you can see like kind of the behind the scenes of like what happened. So yeah, there's no cuts, there's no edits or nothing. It's just pure raw. I like it raw. Pause. Anyway, so yeah, but basically during that video, I was out here saying it was my fault and stuff for her death, and the old sister was telling me that it wasn't my fault. Now at the time, I didn't know why she was saying it's not my fault, but after hearing what happened, okay, I figured out why it isn't my fault. So we're going to talk about it in today's video. There's this pedophile content creator named King. And actually, rather than pulling up the image, let's go to his channel real quick so I can show you guys exactly the person that I'm talking about. Because this guy not only is a creep, but he's one of the people that's the reason why Ghosty's dead and killed herself. So yeah, let me just stop recording and fix that thing real quick. I mean, as you guys can see, pull up my thing. I have like the thing already posted. It's unlisted. You guys can only see it with the link, which will be in the description. And then not only that, but also like right around here. See, let's talk about Ghosty. Dang, it was posted that long ago? My goodness. Anyways, this content creator, which actually he snitched on himself. If you look right here, he said that he's 17. He's going to be 18 this year. This year he's going to be 18. His birthday hasn't gotten here yet. And he makes like all random types of videos and stuff. But if you go to his popular, which has been popping off lately, I mean, like these ones, a couple of these ones are actually like his recent, but he's getting like thousands of viewers. I mean, don't believe me. Look at this. It's solid. Wherever and see that, recognize that. I'm gonna go to trying. It's literally just right here. So yeah, even like a couple like afterwards or before, it's got thousands. But this guy right here is self. And actually, if you watch one of the videos alone, hold on a second. Let me just this outfit right here. If you guys don't remember, I think I still have the picture. If I don't, then oh well, it is what it is. But he was exactly matching with Ghosty, whatever. And we're gonna talk about everything that has happened with King and Ghosty. Okay. Now, keep in mind, he might make a video about me. If he does, I will make an update because I got everything. It's just the only difference between this video versus all other videos is I can't put out evidence. I talked to the older sister before I was planning on making this, and the sister would not like it if I start sending videos out to the public that has her in it. you know, I asked her if it's like cool, and she said, "Would it be cool if you don't like put videos of her on YouTube?" So out of respect to the family, I'm just gonna, you know, not do that because I respect the dead and I also respect the family. The family is nice; they did nothing wrong to me. So yeah. Anyway, so now you know that content creator. Which if you guys actually want to see the content creator, I'm gonna put the link in the description, and I'm not gonna add him because if I do add him, he's gonna know I made a video about him. You know. So yeah, this pedophile, this 17-year-old, is out here doing some devious things. And actually, from what I was told behind the scenes, apparently he's still out here doing these things. I'm not so sure if this is true, but apparently he's still out here doing these things and, you know, grabbing kids. Like, okay, that sounds a bit crazy, but like, what I mean is talking to kids, whatever. Not grabbing them. He's not like in real life grabbing them. But yeah. Now I am gonna go look back into the interview that I had with Nissan because I do remember everything that Ghostie's sister has told me, and from what I know about the entire thing. But when it comes to me and Nissan talking, I completely forgot. I just got my blood withdrawal and everything, so I had to like remember everything. So I'll be right back. All right, so basically I got done looking through the footage, and I just want to say if you hear my family in the background, I'm sorry. You know, I'm recording this with family. But hey, family matters. Family should be number one priority. You know, family goes first before anything. You know, like money, I choose family over money. I choose family over friends. I choose family over everything. You know, family is more important to me than anything. You know, love, hey, I choose my family more than love. You know, because I love my family. It's one of a kind. You know, you can't replace your family. So you can replace your friends or your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. You can replace them, but your family, unreplaceable. They're one of a kind. You know, you can't really replace them. You can't have a different mom. You can't have a different dad. And if you do, it's not going to be the same. It's going to be called a stepdad, stepmom, which then you can also replace the stepmom, stepdad. And enough about that. Let's get into the video. In the corner to your left, the top, like right around here where the chat is, you will see names, but those names are referring to which POV I'm explaining the story from. So yeah, if it's like, for example, if it's like TZ, it means that it's my POV. If it's a G, then it's Ghosties. If it's, you know what, just to save me some time, Future Zay, just put GS in the corner. Ghostie's sister. It makes it so much easier. And then N, that's for Nissan. Okay, so yeah, and then question mark meaning that it's from somebody else that isn't from my POV but some other person's POV. That either one I forgot the username or two I just do not know how to spell the name. Anyways, without further ado, let's not waste any more time because I'm a yapper. I yap way too much. Let's get to it. So how do we meet King? First of all, okay, so I met King through Neighbors before I was banned on my main accounts. Before I was banned on Neighbors. Before I was banned everywhere. And when I met King, whatever, I was meeting King, and to be honest, everyone was like loving King. King was an amazing person to their eyes. Even Nissan was alright King, but I was the only one that did not like this guy. And like the thing is, I was not really comfortable. I did not want to talk to him at all. I did not want to be associated with him. And then after a little while, I was only cool with him because he's cool with Nissan. At the time, Nissan was my guy best friend. I don't know how it's like now. He's still kind of struggling a little bit. But anyways, enough about that. So basically, what proceeded to happen is that while that was going off, you know, basically when that was happening, okay, I ended up proceed to basically continuously being friends with him because, well, I don't know why. And when I say like friends, we weren't like friends. We're like we talking like every single day type shit. Oh my god, watch my mouth. It wasn't like we were like talking like every single day. Like it was more like he was in my friends list, but I never really talked to him. He was also in my Discord, which I didn't even know I have him added on Discord. And he invited me to like the Discord server, which I didn't even know. And speaking of which, that's gonna be more important for later on in the video. Anyway, so back to the story. So after I met him, whatever, I haven't talked to him in months. Whatever, no one has mentioned his name or nothing. Okay. And then later on is when I met Ghosty, the lovely lady, which her name's been mentioned a lot in this video. And I ended up like talking to her as a friend, you know, not dating wise. We just met. And I met her on the game Mic Up, wherever. And what ended up happening is that after I ended up doing that, talking to her, she was in my friends list. And then that's when I introduced her to Lemon Lime and the rest. And then afterwards, Lemon Lime introduced her to Nissan, which then Nissan claim that he introduced me to her, but that's not true. I was the one that seen Ghosty first. Then I introduced Ghosty to Lemon Lime and everyone else, and then Lemon Lime introduced Ghosty to Nissan, and then Nissan just reintroduced me to Ghosty. I mean, I don't know if Nissan's kind of slow or something, but I'm pretty sure Ghosty was like, "Oh, hey Zay," when we met again. Because I remember hanging out with Nissan, and Nissan was like, "Oh yeah, I want you to meet my friend Ghosty." I was like, "Oh hey Ghosty," and he's like, "Oh hey Zay, it's been a while." So I guess that talk went through his head. But yeah, I met Ghosty way before Nissan. Sorry, back to the timeline. So anyway, so while that was going on, it was going fine and stuff, and I was talking to her. And what basically proceeds to happen is fast forward to when Tony the pedophile, which by the way is banned, basically got me falsely banned because he was falsely accused me of being pedophile. And not only that, but Ghosty was actually backing me up, was defending me and everything. But basically, while that was going on, Ghosty was out here fighting Tony, whatever, trying to get him away from me and Lemon Lime and everyone else because Tony was a bad influence, and even got to the point where I'm banned falsely, and I'm still trying to defend myself, as you see in the playlist. And then next and later, when I got banned, whatever, I got banned, and I made a new account, talking to Lemon Lime, and that's when the whole situation got caught, and I had to make this video and stuff, and you can see it, part 1 of the ante. So yeah. Anyway, so while that was happening, afterwards, I did become sad, and I was talking with Ghosty, okay, and Ghosty basically proceeds to start talking to me and stuff. On day 1, she introduced this, that she has a boyfriend, so I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like really happy to support her. I was like, yeah, because I love seeing my friends happy. That's all I want. I'm only happy if you're happy. That's literally my quote. So I was basically out here being all happy. I was like, yeah, good for you. You deserve someone to make you happy, bro. You deserve someone nice. And that's it. Second day, she revealed that she was supposed to have a crush on me or whatever during the time, but she didn't want to do anything because, well, apparently from what she told me, that Brooklyn had a crush on me, and then not only that, but like me and Lemon was like way too close that we might have a thing, which I guess she called me out and was correct at the time. Anyway, so yeah, she didn't want to like ruin the friendship I have, and didn't want like Brooklyn or Lemon to hate her, so she didn't want to didn't want to get that close to me anymore. So that's kind of the reason why she didn't really talk to me that much. But anyways, I started talking to her, started hanging out with her more and stuff. And well, to kind of explain what happened next is literally the next day, like day 2 of when she told me that she has a boyfriend. Because literally she told me that she had a boyfriend day 1. It wasn't like, oh, like a couple days later, nothing. It was day 1 she told me that her boyfriend that she started today. The next day, that's when the video was king and stuff. At first, I was like, no, it better not be the king that I know. Because at the time, the king I was thinking about, referring to, was king that it was like Natalie's king, which, for the ones that doesn't know, there's a girl I used to hang out with, Murder Mystery 2. I used to play 24/7 before I met Lemon Lime. And she was also dating a guy named King, whatever, and he was cheating as well. Anyways, so back to the story. So basically, while that was going on, I thought it was that king, whatever. But then that's when she was like, oh, and then she told me username, and I didn't recognize the username. I was like, oh, okay, I do not know who the flip this guy is, because at the time I really didn't know who it was, and I forgot about him because we aren't talking in months. We're not friends. We're not like that. And he's trying to make it seem like we were best friends too, to Ghosty as well. He's, oh yeah, I know Isaiah for a while. We've been friends for a long time. And it's like, buddy, you don't even know me, bro. Yeah, we're friends, but only friends with you because of Nissan. Don't try to be acting all nonchalant like we've been talking for a long time. Like, get that caution out of your mouth, bro. Like, call me Will Smith, because get my name out your effing mouth. Smack the fuck. I was kidding. just started seeing me smacking him. So yeah, take this. Eesh. Sorry, my bad. I'm gonna have fun editing that. Alright, anyway, so basically, what happening is he was saying all that, whatever, and that's when Ghosty's like, oh, so you guys know each other and stuff, and I was like, and that's when I straight up just like call him out on his BS. I was like, oh, I don't even remember who this guy is. I didn't recognize his voice or nothing. And he's like, we talk on Discord, like, don't you remember? And that's when he added me in the Discord server. I only, in this Discord server, I only said 5 messages before he kicked me out and banned me from the server. I only said 5 messages, that's it. So, I don't know. And even then, during the message, I only sent him 1 or 2 messages before I even knew that he was dating Ghosty and stuff. But then that's when I remember, because I remember one of the messages, whatever, he was talking about, he had another girl at the time, it was Star, and made a whole video about it. And basically, Star was out here dating King for a long time. So Star was out here dating King for 2 months and decided to, oh, let me just, date Ghosty while I'm dating this girl. Oh, and little funny thing, her name also had Ghosty in it as well. When you see that exposing video where I expose her, literally her name has Star in it, which is kind of funny to me. Anyway, so yeah. So I guess when he says I love Ghosty, he technically isn't lying. He's dating both Ghosties. Anyway, so yeah, and what happening is that I remember that specific day where he's talking about his girlfriend Star on Discord and stuff. So I immediately reported that to Ghosty. I was like, wait, he's dating someone. He's dating someone named Star and stuff. And then that's when she's like, I need some more proof and stuff like that. So I started talking to Star, and I said, Star, do you have proof that King is dating you? And he's like, yeah. Look at my He's like, look at my comments. And that's when she stopped looking at the comments, and King said something. I was like, okay. And then that's when I asked Ghosty, I was like, yo, Ghosty, do you got any proof of King dating you? He's like, yeah, look at my comments. And I was like, oh my goodness. So that's when we brought up Star and decided, hey, yo, Star, I want you to read her comments and you two have a talk. So that's when they have a talk, realized that King was cheating and stuff, and I was right all along that King was cheating from the start on day two. Anyway, so then when it comes to it, what basically proceeds to happen is that they both got pissed off, whatever, at King and stuff. Even Star was crying too, and that's when King was out here. And like the thing is, before King even started to straight up get caught, he literally did like right in front of Ghosty, was like saying some remarks. Like he sounds so happy when he says it too. He's like, "Oh, I pull girls. I pull many girls. I can get a whole bunch of. I can get girls right now. A whole bunch of girls. I pulled you, didn't I?" Like he was out here like so snitching on himself, saying that he's cheating on her and stuff, and was like laughing off about it. He's like saying stuff like, "Oh, I get many girls. I pull many girls, which is the first time cheating." And he said, "I got you, didn't I?" It's like, bro, you sound too happy to saying you're cheating on someone, bro. Hey yo, so this is during the editing process, aka the next day. You'll see like later in like a couple of minutes, but there's actually some things that I wanted to talk about and I didn't mention during the video, which I should have, but I didn't. During the time when King and Ghosty was together and they both got breaking up with, King immediately tried to lie in his situation and was trying to say, like, for an example, like, oh, I met Star the exact time I met you. But then I talked to Star privately and I also told it to Ghosty as well, and it's a lie. See, what happened is that King privately was chit chatting, talking, and dating this person named Star for 2 months, and then later on decided to talk to Ghosty and date Ghosty 2 months later. So he was trying to lie to Ghosty and stuff, whatever. And when that truth started coming out, whatever, he proceeded to do like what he did every single attempt. Proceeded to start saying like, "Oh, please, I love you," or "Oh, I'm struggling," and start pulling up reference from me. Like for example, "Oh, I'm gonna cut myself" and stuff like that. Like, bruh, you don't cut. I do, bro. I have not only I can show you my cuts, but I'm not trying to get into it. This guy literally just decided to take my ideas and decide to claim it as his own. And like all the trauma that he's been through, that quote unquote he's been through, was even him. It was me. I went through like most of it, and he decided to be like, oh, let me just claim it as mine. Oh, you cut yourself, Zay? Nah, it's my trauma now. I'm gonna put that onto Ghost. Like, you're such an evil dude, bro. You twist everything, bro. Like, you don't even seem like that type of guy that would do that anyways. So yeah, that's what he would do. He would like simply like, I guess in a way of saying, I guess he would like gaslight and like mess with like Ghosty, saying like how they would, that basically Star and Ghosty, they met at the exact same time. When Star called him out on it as well, was like, that's not true. We met 2 months ago. We've been dating for 2 months. And like he was full on trying to make excuses just for Ghosty to still date him. Keep in mind that like what from what I was told from King himself is that apparently because King was 17 years old and he's about to be about to be 18 years old this year. So basically, during a time when he was 17, okay, and apparently from what I was told, Ghosty told him that she was 15. So yeah, I mean it's only 2 years age gap if that was true, but I guess at the time when Ghosty and King was together, Ghosty was 14. not even 15 yet. So yeah. Besides the point, anyways. So this guy out here was, being, I guess, a creep. But we talk about that a bit later, because let's just say later on it gets a bit sexual. Let's just say that. I was trying to think of a word to say, but I'm going to say that it gets a bit sexual. 18 plus. 18 plus, but yeah, I can make it kid friendly, so don't worry. If you're a kid, it's kid friendly. I hope. Anyways, so yeah, let's get back into the video. Sorry, I just wanted to give that update because I didn't put that in the video. King was just making up some lies, also throwing some of my trauma in there just to make him look good, whatever. Because then afterwards, you'll be hearing that a lot throughout the rest of the video, where he used my trauma and persuade Ghosty, and Ghosty thinks that he knows his side of the story. This guy, Bruce. I wish I never told him anything. See, that's a problem with me. That is literally the problem. You can ask all my friends. I am always too open up. I open up way too easily. Like, I tell people my trauma, and it's like, oh, it's totally not gonna go wrong after doing this. It's like if I were to be like, I'm gonna give an example from when I was dating Lemon Lime, and if you guys want the whole story, it's on the screen. It's like if I were to be like, yo, I pull many girls, Lemon. Oh, I get girls every single day. Oh, yeah, I pulled you, didn't I? Yo, oh my goodness, bro. It's like, yeah. Like, that would be terrible. You shouldn't be happy by cheating somebody. And normally if you cheat, King, you wouldn't want to snitch on yourself, right? Like, what a dumbass. Besides the point, I don't know how Ghosty didn't see that as a red flag. He literally snitched on himself for saying that he cheated on her, and she didn't really care. Yeah, like, it literally went through her head. Anyway, so after King got caught, whatever, what happened is that during the time, and no one knows about this until now, because I'm actually going to mention this part, because I've been keeping this story to myself. But after Ghosty's break up with King for the first time, what happened is that she was being crying, so I was literally in Royal's catalog with her for like four, maybe like 3 hours. And then we went to like neighbors, and I started hanging out with everyone, okay? And she was continuously like out here talking about this King stuff, trying to get her to get him out of his head and stuff, and try to make it seem like, and try to tell her about King, whatever, and said King wasn't good for you anyways and stuff. And that's when I got a bit annoyed and a bit angry, whatever, because, well, believe it or not, because if you go in the description to where I talk about King, whatever, Nissan did reveal that I did like Ghosty, and I will say that I did, like, after I got exposed by the auntie, I did like her for like 2 or 3 days before Lemon started talking to me again and told me her side story, which is also a lie, by the way. You can also see that during this video. And at the time, I did like Ghosty for like 2 or 3 days, and then I stopped liking her. I only see her as a friend. But then, anyway, so I was continuously telling her how it was a bad idea, it was a stupid idea and stuff like that. And then there was one girl on Neighbors that completely was out here, was on my side, but also on her side. It's like, so I get what you're pointing, I get what you're trying to say, but at the same time, she's not wrong. Like, it's hard to just forget somebody and stuff, whatever, and stuff like that. And that's when I says, like, I know, and I'm trying to tell her to, like, block him, unfriend him or something, so you can get rid of him. Forget about him. Like, yes, I understand it's gonna take forever, and I was like, angry. It's like, but you gotta forget about him, because if you're gonna continue being friends with him, history's gonna repeat itself, and she is not seeing this. And not only that, but King's out here lying, saying that he's gonna cut himself. And you wanna know how he knows that? Because he knows that I love cutting myself. Oh, I gotta double check my door. Oh my goodness. Hopefully my family didn't hear me say that, because my family doesn't know about that. Anyway, so back to what I was saying, is that the only reason why Kings even know about most of the story that he told to Ghosty is because I told him my personal story. I told him that I got cut, whatever. I told him about my family's issues and stuff. I told him my story. And rather than him telling Ghosty the truth, he told Ghosty my stories and claimed it as his. So Ghosty, on the other hand, you don't know his life. You know my life more than his, because he stole my life. He stole everything that I've done. Okay, he claimed that to be his. That is not even true. He took my stories and he put it as it was his own. I mean, sure, he changed some wording so it doesn't sound like copy and paste, but like, he took my entire story and claimed it to be his. And the idea about him cutting himself stuff, he never thought about that until he started talking to me. Bro, I keep getting off track. Alright, so anyway, so while that was happening, I was getting a bit angry with Ghosty, and I was like, yo, Ghosty, you keep on believing his lies. he said he's gonna cut himself, he's gonna hurt himself and stuff, but he's only saying that because he's guilt tripping you like crazy. That's all he's trying to do. He's trying to guilt trip you. Because the exact same thing happened to me, bruh. Like, told my friends guilt trip me to doing some shit. So I know what it's like. And then, like, the next thing later, she was like continuously didn't care, and he started, and then the next thing later, what proceeded to happen is that me and this girl on Neighbors finally convinced her to block King, whatever. And King, being a whiny ass baby, decided to be like, hey, you know what? Let me just, go use Nissan Skyline. Which then, what happened is that Nissan Skyline was out here getting bothered by King and stuff, and would not leave King alone. And rather than Nissan having a brain, decide, hey, let me just go block King because King hurt my best friend Ghosty. He decided, oh, well, let me just help out real quick. So that's when he went on to this floor that I can't even speak. I'm just gonna put an image of the game that I'm talking about. He went to this game, whatever, took King, whatever, and Ghosty was on there. And I guess in a way to kind of explain it, I guess Nissan was like forced to help get them together, but not really exactly. Anyway, so yeah, that's what ended up happening. And right since I find out, whatever, I pissed off, whatever, I got pissed off at Nissan. I was like, Nissan, what the is wrong with you, bro? Like, I was really getting beyond pissed off. Sorry about that. I just got my food, so I'm gonna say this one part, and I'm gonna go eat my food and come back because I need to take a break anyways. Because I don't know if you guys realize my voice, but I'm slowly losing the air. Anyway, so basically, I got pissed off with Nissan. I was like, Nissan, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you do that? You dumb, and stuff like that. And that's when he's like, excuse me. And that's when I was getting all beyond pissed off, whatever. And he's like, look, he was keep bugging me. He was like annoying me, whatever. He keeps on messaging me and crying to me and everything. Like, I'm sorry, I was forced to, get them to play the exact same game. And I was like, you were forced. You couldn't just block this guy. He's like, he's my friend. He's my homie, whatever. It's like, yeah. How was your decision now? Do you regret that decision, buddy? Like, if he was your homie, he wouldn't be using you. But that's just crazy. So yeah, all right. This is just a note to myself because I will be editing this afterwards. So we made it to the date too. Just started when they went back together. So yeah, and it's right back. I'm gonna eat some food. Hey, yo, what's up, you guys? Sorry about that. It's been the next day. I was busy. Besides, someone was just annoying me and forced me to stay up all night. But I just wanted to say that if you skip ahead, it's okay. I mean, normally people don't want to hear introductions and stuff like that. I just introduced King and Ghosty and how it's met. But this is where the real juicy things start to get in. It's so juicy that I might have to put a warning on screen. Yes, that's right. You guys have seen a warning right now. It's gonna get like not only it's gonna talk about sensitive stuff like suicide stuff, or self-harm, but just multiple other stuff. It's gonna get a bit juicy. All right, with the warnings out of the way, let's get into this. So we're at the second mark from what I remember from the edits. Okay. And what happened is after Nissan was forced by King to get back together with Ghosty, what happened is that during the second time, King decided, hey, let me go date 3 other girls than Ghosty, and got caught. So it's as simple as that. And then he was continuously like started crying to Ghosty. He's like, oh, I wasn't even dating them. They like me. And started saying stuff like, oh, please don't go. Ever since you haven't been talking to me, I've been feeling suicidal. I've been wanting to hurt myself, cut myself, and stuff like that. And then that's when Ghosty started feeling bad. And then that's when he still sprouted more of my trauma and make it claim as his own. And then that's when, because I remember a couple times Ghosty told me King's trauma. I was like, wait a minute, that's my trauma. Why the f is he saying my shit? I was getting all pissed off. I was like, bro, he's saying what I went through. He didn't go through that. I did. Why is he saying my life story to Ghosty and claiming it as his own? Anyways, so while that was going on, where I had to keep my cool, he continuously doing that, whatever. And he's like, so he cheated on you with 3 other girls. And he's like, yeah. And that's when I was like, alright, so we'll just block him. It can't be that hard. He cheated on you, I guess you could say like 4 times, he cheated on you 2 times with 4 other girls. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. But he keeps messaging me and stuff. And keeps telling me that, King was talking about hurting himself, cutting himself and stuff, and that he was going to die, whatever, and that he hasn't been feeling well, and he's been suicidal. And then not only that, but then what proceeded to happen is not only King knows the time of the story that I went to hospital a couple times, but then during the time, Ghosty like on like around the no, I can't remember if it's the third date or the fourth date, whatever. I think it was the third date, but Ghosty ended up like taking a whole bunch of pills and like almost overdosing to death. But yeah, she was at the hospital, and King decided, oh, you know what? Let's use Isaiah and Ghosty's knowledge of going to the hospital against Ghosty, because then what proceeds to happen is that right as soon as the third breakup, you know, that's when Ghosty haven't heard King in like a week or two, and she's like really happy hanging out with me, whatever. Haven't heard the King in a while, just for King to start texting back and start saying some random lies like, "Oh, I've been at the hospital" and stuff like that. And the thing is, I know he hasn't been at the hospital because his character, because at the time I was still friends with him on Roblox, his character would be playing Roblox games. If he was at the hospital, his Roblox character wouldn't be on active. But yeah, he was out here lying, saying that he was like playing, that he was like at the hospital and stuff. And keep in mind, okay, here's the thing, okay, and I'll talk a little bit more about this later. But apparently, he doesn't like her at this point. But we get into that a bit later. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So what proceeded to happen is that after Ghosty came back from the hospital and stuff, and then he got through the breakup, whatever, King decided to use that as to get back to your heart, and was doing that, whatever. And not only that, but at the time as well, like she was out here like was making me enjoying her game. Was also telling Ghosty to invite me and stuff like that, and was like making me look bad on purpose and stuff because like I was like best friends with Ghosty at the time. Whatever, me and Ghosty was like really close, not close like dating wise, close as in, like best friend wise. And what proceeds to happen is that Ghosty would normally would invite me to Ross catalog for at least like 10 to 50 times like daily. Heck, sometimes even like 50 times. Like one day she invited me 50 times. I joined. And she's like, "Oh hey," and like, we played like all day that day. You know, that's how close we was. But then whatever King did or said something, suddenly she stopped inviting me. And like every once a week she would invite me, or unless there's somebody asked her to invite me. Like for example, there'd be a couple times where I join. It's like, "Yo, so do you need something, Ghosty?" And Ghosty was like, "No, Kathy just wanted to see you," or "No, Tristan wanted to hang out with you," or something like that. But if there's no friends nearby, Ghosty rarely invites me anymore after what King did. And then King all talking about like, "Oh, I'm trying to get you two close together. I'm trying to get you guys hooked up. You know, I'm trying to get you guys a date." Like, buddy, you're not hoping at all. You're making the whole friendship worse. And whatever you said or did, she started to like me less. But whatever, it is what it is. And then like on the third one or fourth, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was the third one. Like what you have like a whole bunch of people was trying to tell Ghosty the entire thing. See, I was trying to tell Ghosty from like day one, okay, and like not day one, day two when they were dating, when I figured out who the person was, and on the second day is when I told Ghosty, and Ghosty would tell me this random bull. Oh, you don't know what he's been through. You don't know the struggles. You don't know anything about him. Neither do you, Ghosty. You only know like what you only know information from what King has told me himself. Okay, you don't. King doesn't know when it comes to sharing other things. Okay, like King. And I know King is probably going to say some random BS and probably lie or whatever about his thing because at the end of the day, that's all he ever does is going to lie to make himself look good. But like he used like so much of my stories and it's just bothering me every single time. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So on the second one, I was telling Ghosty about King and stuff, and that's when she continuously yelling at me saying, "Hey, you don't know the struggles. You don't know anything I've been through." On the literally the third day, Talia and all the friend group, like the whole entire friend group, even his old childhood best friend was saying, "Oh, don't be with King, whatever. Leave King." Before the old friend whatever decided to abandon Ghosty, the old child friend, you know. And like everyone, every single person. Now, not even like here's the thing. During the time, not one person was defending King. Everyone was attacking King, and Ghosty's the only one that's defending. Oh, you don't know his struggles. You don't know what he's been through. You don't know anything about him. It's like yeah, neither do you, Ghosty, because all he ever does is tell you my stories. Okay, and that's what pisses me off. And then on the fourth one, like that's when like Nissan starts to be like getting involved. Where Nissan's like, "Oh, I'm gonna cuss." Like anytime like Nissan would like say like, "Oh, if you had him in here, I'm gonna yap at him, I'm gonna yell at him," or you know, or saying like you shouldn't date him and stuff. That's when Ghost will defend King and attack Nissan and be like, Oh, you don't know anything about him, Nissan. You don't know the struggles you've been through like I have. Whatever. Yeah, you don't know anything because he used my own stories against you and it claimed it as his own. You know more about me than King himself, which is crazy enough. Anyway, so yeah. And then remember how I told you about the hospital thing? He would literally use that for the entire time. Okay, he would be like, oh, I'm at the hospital. Like the thing is, he'd be saying that he would quote unquote act like he got out of the hospital. Within less than a week, he'd come back home all perfect, all fine. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. Oh, I'm perfect. I mean, it makes sense if you did get out of the hospital and you broke your leg or something. But like, if you were at a hospital for like a couple of days to weeks, they not just gonna like let you out like that quick. At least I don't think they do. But anyways, he keeps on lying, whatever, and like either twisting words to make it seem like it's his, or just straight up using like self harm and like all this other stuff. So yeah, that is that. Now we get into the 18 plus version. So yes, I can't wait for this. So then what King would do next is that during the fourth one, okay, the fourth date, that's when King would start getting sexual and be like, hey, can I get a picture of her face? Because at the time, King was trying to get her face, whatever. And why trying to get her face? Because at the time, King was talking to so many other girls, whatever. And keep in mind, every single one of them was minors. So I guess you could say that he had CP, child porn. I'm not going to say the rest because, I could get in trouble by YouTube, get demonetized. But he has CP. And, like, literally, he was planning on using, like, AI to swap faces with the person. And then when he can't do that, he got frustrated. And then he decided to go plan B and straight up ask Ghosty for some quote-unquote photos. Wanted to see some cherries, some peach, and stuff like that. And then like Ghosty was feeling uncomfortable and saying no, and he was trying to force her to send the photos. He's like, please, and stuff like that. You know? And he was getting a bit sexual, and Ghosty did not want to do that. But for the entire time King was trying to do that. Now here's the thing. From my side of the story, from what I was told from King himself, that apparently during the first two dates, that King whatever was actually in love with Ghosty, but then he found out her age and didn't love her. And on the third to the fifth date, he was the one out here saying that apparently Ghosty was being desperate. But then I was told by not only Nissan but Ghosty's oldest sister that was wrong. That it was him that he was being desperate. He was the one wanting to be with Ghosty, not only knowing her age, but also the fact that like what he was trying to do to her and stuff, trying to say things. And Nissan was mad too though. Nissan like really wanted to say so much things to her. Sorry about that. Alright, like I was saying, Nissan was like really mad. He wanted to say something to her and to him. And right as soon as Nissan was like gonna say something to King, Ghosty would just be like, no, you're not doing that. Like King, all he was doing is like manipulating her and guilt tripping her, making her do everything for him and stuff. Like, oh well, if she can't date me, I'm gonna tell her I'm gonna kill myself. I'm at hospital or something. I'm gonna guilt trip her to make her date me again. And then not only that, but I'm also gonna try to get her. I'm gonna have to censor that. But yeah, this guy's a low key a weirdo and a creep. He's been doing these things for a long time, and from all I was told, he's still doing this. He's still actively out here, like not only harassing kids, but also like trying to get photos of them. Okay, is this really the guy you want on the internet? Besides, bro, you're 17, about to be 18, bro. Like, I understand if you're doing this type of stuff to be around your age or an adult, but you're doing this to, like, Ghosty was 14 at the time. Ghosty was 14 and you're 17. Like, you don't see the big problem here? That's just the thing. And, like, the thing is that apparently you were being forceful. You've been basically trying to, guilt trip her and everything. So, you know what? I'm just gonna stand AFK in the game. Let's mark off with what he was saying, okay? Because I'm gonna mark this as basically the the pink heart because I want you guys to watch. So let's just mark what King has basically been fucking doing, and I'm not gonna censor no more. I'm gonna basically mark what King has been doing. So first off, he's been fucking using me, doing my stories, twist against on Ghosty to make it seem like it's his fucking stories. He's out here lying, saying, oh, he's gonna cut himself, he's gonna fucking kill himself, oh, I'm at the fucking hospital, lying out his fucking sorry little ass, using his fucking friends. Like at the time, my best friend Nissan Skyline was using the fuck out of him until he realized what was happening and stuff. Like he did so much evil shit, not to mention that he had CP, and he still has it. Okay, if you guys don't know what CP is, use Urban Dictionary or ask your fucking friends. Like, this guy is a low-key, a weirdo, and a fucking creep. Like, let's just get him off of this fucking platform. What are we doing? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Get him off the fucking platform. I'm getting pissed off. I think I just broke my microphone too. Yeah, I have to fix that. I just bent my microphone stand. I'm getting so angry. I'm literally ending the video. I can't do this shit no more, bro. Like, let's just get him the fuck out of here, bro. This whole thing is pissing me off, bro. Sorry for crashing out there, but to do my intro, because I did forgot to say one thing. Some of y'all probably are still wondering, how did King really out here kill Ghosty or make Ghosty kill himself? And honestly, the reason why I put the blame on King and also Zane is because, well, the thing is that Ghosty knows that all I did is I try to help her and save her and stuff, but King, on the other hand, all he did is that anytime Ghosty would be down, he wouldn't help necessarily. Like there'd be times where Ghosty would tell her like personal stories, and rather than him, being like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that," I'll try to cheer you up or anything, he just laughs off. He just act like he doesn't care, because he really didn't care. Like one time, Ghosty opened up a story, which I'm not gonna say what it is. I'm gonna keep it to myself. She opened up a story, and she was really happy. And she told me thank you for at least caring and talk to me about it. And it's like, yeah, I'm always here for you. I like to see my friends being happy. I want to be people's happy and safe place. And then she told me, he's like, well, at least you cared, unlike King. I told King the exact same thing, and he didn't really care at all. He didn't show no emotions or nothing. He didn't even ask how I feel. Like, he didn't care once. Like, if that was your girlfriend, wouldn't you care? I mean, he told you some personal information, and like, anytime Ghosty would be sad, it wouldn't help because either one, it's all about himself, or two, he would say something that wouldn't help Ghosty, but in fact, it'll make it worse and make her even more sad. Like, she was already sad and suicidal, and I was there trying to help her and make her happy and stuff, but then you have people like King and Zane out here just making it worse. And saying stuff like, oh, well, I'm going to kill myself and cut myself. And then Ghosty's out here saying, oh, well, if you kill yourself, I'm going to kill myself. Or if you cut yourself, I'm going to cut myself. And stuff like that. And if I remember correctly, I think King did that a couple of times where King said that he did do some of these things. And then Ghosty did it right after he said it. Because when Ghosty says something, she means it. Anyways, as you see in the corner, my friend Brooklyn is inviting me to the game, so I'm going to join her now. So I'll see you guys later, and like always, I hope you all have an amazing day. Peace.